Okay. So tonight is night one of our how to get out of a productivity rut challenge. So for the next 5 days, except for Thursday, full disclaimer, I'm going to split Thursday kind of into Wednesday and Friday. So yeah, full disclaimer there. Thursday night, there is no live. I screwed it up with my book club night, guys, so that is my bad. So yes, Thursday's going to be split into Wednesday and Friday. But anyways, so if you're out there and you're joining me, give me a shout. Let me know you're out there. Tonight is night one of our how to get out of a productivity rut. Okay, so we're going to talk about all different kinds of things this week. But tonight, on night one, it's all about getting rid of distractions. So when I say the word distractions, what comes up for you? I mean, honestly, it's the first thing you really got to do is just get real with yourself. Are you in a productivity rut? And when I say rut, I mean it could be literally anything. It's whatever is stopping you from being on yourself 110%, okay? So for me, productivity, I feel like I have been lacking, and I might be being a little hard on myself. They say we are our own biggest critics, so I might be a little hard on myself. I mean, I also feel like maybe I am kind of doing that whole perfectionism thing because, yes, I am a recovering perfectionist. But I think it's important to really get real. So if you look at yourself and you ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the highest, how productive are you? And yes, that all comes back to your definition of productive. But yes, it's all about how productive are you. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to look at yourself and decide how productive are you. Focusing. 1 being the least and 10 being the highest. How productive are you? And yes, when I say productivity, I'm talking, are you doing the things that you want to do? And that's the first thing. So when we start being productive, everybody goes, I want to be really productive. And you start making these massive to-do lists, right? And you start saying, I want to wake up at this time, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. And it's like, okay, that's great. You made a list. That it's step 1, getting real. You want to be productive. How many things on those lists are things you really need to do? Like, are they things you just should do? And when I say should, is it something that's going to make you happy? Does it really matter that much? Is it going to make a difference in your world? Is it things that you need to do, like survival, like take your vitamins? Is it things you want to do? Like read that book. So you really got to look at your list and decide what really needs to be on there, because it might not be that you're not productive. It might be that you have too much shit there. And that's something you got to think about. So define productive for yourself, create your list, and then now it's time to take action on that list. So for me, when I think of productivity, I use a planner, okay, like a regular day planner. I prefer the actual hand, pen, and paper kind. But everybody's different. If you're a techie person, maybe you want to do it on your phone. You want to plug it in the calendar. You want to put it on the to-do list, where you can like check off the little dots, like the daily reminders. You can do it that way. But like I said, I like an old-fashioned pen and paper. I actually just ordered a new planner, so I'm waiting for it to get here. But what I really do is I break it down. I'll have to take a picture of a page of mine and put it up for you guys. Is I look at what I want to do, because my day, a good chunk of my day is my day job. So I have to do things above it, like in the morning, and then I have to do things in the evening or on the weekends for that matter. But again, it's really prioritizing what is going to matter to me. What's going to make the difference? What is going to move my life forward? So my mornings, that is like my me time. So recently I've gotten back on my 5 a.m. days. I think I'm 2 weeks in and solid, so I'm feeling good about that. And yes, thank you, Mel, for wake-up calls. Also, so like I said, that alarm goes off at 5, and my goal is to do at least one type of movement, at least one type of mindset work, and at least one type of meditation. I have kind of upped myself, so the movement, yes, it's at least one. I've got myself at 2 types of mindset and 2 types of meditation. So for movement, I pulled out my marathon trainer's guide again, so this way I could actually start getting back on track, because now that I'm actually moving in, it's like now we can start making miles goals. I don't know when they're ever going to hold another marathon anytime soon, but it doesn't mean I can't gear up for it, right? So I started getting that back on track. So that has to be done 4 days a week, spaced out. So I make sure I write those down right away. The other days I have created myself some beach time. And I am desperately, I never thought I'd want daylight savings time, but I'm like, I need it because I need the sun to come up earlier because it's kind of coming up later now. So I need that fall back. But no excuses, I am still doing it. So you've got your type of movement. Like I said, that makes me feel productive. When I can get my body moving, I feel good. It energizes me. It puts me in a frame of mind for discipline. It puts me in a frame of mind so that I can actually start using my brain, and it also allows me to surrender, because that's a big thing for me. My brain is always running. I'm always thinking about stuff, remembering things, talking to people, and to have that little bit of time when I'm doing movement, so my yoga flow, my run, I actually feel like I kind of zone out to an extent. So it gives me a chance to really surrender, start processing things really deep. That's when I'll take the time to listen to like a good hypnosis or an audiobook. That's time for me to actually absorb. So yeah, if you can get yourself, I would say, to make your productivity seem productive, first, yes, choose one type of movement a day. And like I said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. If you hit the gym, that's great. If you take a walk, maybe you like to go swimming, maybe you like to go skateboarding or rollerblading or biking or hiking or kayaking, whatever it is for you, but pick your type of movement. And then yes, like I said, I highly recommend choosing at least one type of mindset work. And that could be anything from journaling. Gratitude lists are a great way to start. It might be listening to a podcast, maybe some personal development YouTube, maybe there's a course you signed up for, maybe you're in school. But yeah, getting some type of mindset work done every single day. And then give yourself one type of meditation. If you didn't catch the 5 ways to breath, you can sign up for that. I will send you that guide. But yeah, some type of meditation, even if it's just 3 minutes of long, deep breathing. Just let yourself go inward and just reflect. So, but that's, like I said, when you start judging like how productive you are, look at it and see, are you really doing the things that are going to further develop yourself? Are you really doing the things that are going to further bring yourself to the next level? Or do you think you're productive because, you get up at a certain time and you do your day job and you get home and you haven't killed anybody? Choose your productivity, but rate yourself on your scale. Now, the biggest culprit, and what I wanted to talk about tonight was, again, this is how to untangle a productivity rut. The biggest culprit to not being productive is distractions. Okay, now distractions by definition are something that takes away from whatever you're focusing on. Okay, so, and it could be anything. It might be your kids, it might be your dog, it might be your spouse, it might be the notifications on your phone, it might be your emails. It really, and it might even, going a little deep here, but it might even be yourself. Are you one of those people that just keeps making excuses? I'll wait till Monday to start. Or you're like that person that's like, squirrel. Like, you want to be productive. You got yourself all ready and then off you go the other way. You can also be a distraction to yourself. It does happen. So tonight we're talking all about getting rid of distractions.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. So tonight we're talking getting rid of distractions. I almost lost my feed. Sorry, guys. So, like I said, make your productivity list, get that set up. I see a couple of people joining on. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and, like I said, we have to get rid of distractions. So usually the first big distraction in doing anything, I have come to find, it's like I said, it's usually myself. I start making excuses. I start being my own worst enemy. So to get past that, like I said, we have to get ourselves some kind of motivation. We have to set ourselves up for some kind of reward. That is a great way to make sure that you do what you need to do and that you're productive. So, like I said, choose your reward. That's always a good thing. Now, if you're at home, so if you've got a full house, spouse, kids, dog, cat, rabbit, whatever, you have to make time for you. And the best way to get rid of that familial distractions is setting boundaries. And I know that is a scary word. I know that's like a heavy word. Everybody's like, oh, I can't do boundaries. You can do boundaries. Because your kids are either old enough to understand, or hopefully maybe you've got a spouse that can help you, or yes, you need to work your routine around them a bit, but you can alleviate those distractions. But it all starts with you. If you don't respect yourself enough to create the boundary, to ask, and I say ask lightly, I don't think that's the word I really want to use, but to, and not demand, but to create your boundary, more often than not, others will respect it. If you respect yourself, if you trust yourself, if you do it, more often than not, the rest of the people around you will respect that boundary. So yes, creating boundaries. If you set up the same time every day to do whatever it is you want to do, if you set up the same activity, on that week, maybe it's yoga classes on Tuesday nights and Pilates on Wednesday and book club on Thursday. If you set it up and you make it known, you write it out, you put it on the fridge, you stop answering notifications and text messages and whatever during those times, people will learn. Trust me, they can be trained. Like back when I first started taking life recovery yoga classes, when I was going through a lot, when I was suffering huge from anxiety and depression and not knowing which end was up and basically just wanted to end it all, I got so into my life recovery classes. It was every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 7. It was great. But then I started having friends that were like, oh, we're all going out on Tuesday night. You want to go? And I'm like, no, I have yoga. And they'd be like, but. Put your foot down. I told them, no, I have yoga. It got to the point where even my parents, like my dad, who, God bless his heart, but he doesn't always remember when I have things. Like he knew, like on Tuesday and Thursday nights, like if like my stepmom wanted to have dinner, he'd be like, oh, no, Pam has yoga. What does that tell you? It can be done. So you can remove those distractions if you create the boundaries. Okay? So put the people in the box. Like I said, another big distraction, and we've talked about this before, is exactly what we're doing here. It's your phone. That is the next big distraction. So whatever you are choosing to do, again, unless you're like a techie person and you have to have it for your activity. Like I go running and I want to track my miles or listen to my music or my audiobook. Yes, I use the phone. It goes in my leggings pocket. I have my AirPods in or my Beats on, but I'm not looking at it. I'm not accepting the notifications. I'm not responding to notifications. I'm not doing it. I actually, and it is a little scary, but you can do it. I turned off the notifications on everything on my phone, all of my social media, except for my text messages and my Voxer chat. All of them gone. Like you can literally turn that off. You do not have to be sitting on there all day waiting for whatever notification is going to pop up. Your friends will still be there. Your family will be there. Your social media will be there. It will always be there. It does not have to be something that like you have to be on it 110%. Honestly, sit back and ask yourself, if I don't answer that message, if I don't respond to that comment, if I don't do that, is the world going to come to an end? Is that person going to hate you? No, they're not going to. And if they do, probably not, necessary to be in your space. But that's a whole nother conversation. So yes, so please, your phone is your next biggest distraction. That's why, like, if you set your alarm and use your phone for an alarm instead of an alarm clock, that's great. But don't all of a sudden, like, you turn off the alarm and start scrolling through social media. Start going through your emails, at 5 a.m. Because it's like, you find yourself, it's 5:45 and you're like, oh, fuck, I didn't go out and run. I didn't go do this. Like, now I'm an hour behind. I'll just go back to bed. And then that's how it happens. Seriously, that alarm goes off, put the phone away. I started using a trick. Oh my God, Jane, who is in here, she's the naked vegan. She actually was talking about putting D&D on her phone. So do not disturb. So yeah, not Dungeons and Dragons. Do not disturb. And this way it minimizes, because then those notifications, those things can't come in, so you can't be distracted. And I started using that, and it was spot on, except for when I wouldn't get Mel's text messages at 5 a.m. So yeah, so that's the only kind of downfall there. But it's okay, because you can mark people as important, but like I said, that's besides the point. We're minimizing distractions. So like I said, first it comes down to you. Stop making excuses. Second, we talked about the in-your-face distraction, which is family. Your pets, your dog, your hubby, whatever. And then, like I said, the third one here is your phone. It's that technology. It's limiting that back. Those are like I said, those are kind of like the three biggest distractions. Are there others? Of course. Are there little things that come up that deter you from what you want to do? Of course. And again, this comes down to, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your routine is never going to be perfect. This stuff will change. Some days you get up and it's raining. I'm important. My messages are a priority. Yes, your messages are a priority until Pamela learns how to use D&D properly. So, But yeah, I found out there is a little way that you can actually, I think, like turn on certain people and accept it. So I have to do that. But yeah, so that's the biggest thing. So when you're trying to get out of a productivity rut, like I said, the first thing is I want you to make a to-do list. I want you to make an old-fashioned to-do list. And I'm not talking, I mean, if you want to go like nitty gritty and like say I have to do laundry and I got to take my vitamins and brush my teeth and take my makeup off and whatever, please go crazy if that's something you need to do. Like I said, I don't do that anymore. I used to, like literally, if I showed you my old planners, like it would literally say like, get up at 5, go running from this time to this time. And then you're going to do this, and then you're going to brush your teeth and take a shower and wash your hair and blah, blah, blah. Like it was obnoxious. Totally unnecessary. And then I would feel bad if I missed something. Okay? So I would feel so bad if I missed something. It would make me like, I would hate it because I'd have to cross it out in my notebook. I'd have to cross it out in my planner. And then you're scribbling and it's getting messy and it's like a whole thing. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. And that was super stressful too. So I figured out if I could take it, that and I could make it less specific, but still make it so it's important. So, you know, it's like taking simple strategies, but personalizing them. So that's why I do the movement blocks now. So I'll put, like I said, like 2 kinds of movement, 2 kinds of mindset work, 2 kinds of meditation. So this way I'm not necessarily locked in case I wake up and feel like I don't want to go running 4 miles tomorrow. Or I get up in the morning and it's raining out. So no, I really don't want to go. Or I can't go to the beach that day or whatever I had planned. It still gives me the opportunity to still get my body going so I can still be productive. So no more excuses, no more feeling like I failed, none of that, because I am being productive. But again, productivity, you got to go inward and find out what that word means for you. Okay, like I said, that's the big step. Because no matter how much you've got going and how much you want to do, if you don't know what productivity means to you, it's not going to matter. You can have 100 distractions that, you know, just you getting out of bed might be productive, and that's okay. Just you deciding I just want to be able to breathe and go slow and do what I'm doing, that might be okay. Or yeah, you might be more like me where it's like you have to be constantly going and doing things, and that's okay. But first, yeah, you got to find your definition of productivity. And then you have to make yourself the scale. So from 1 to 10, decide where you're at. Okay? And then when you get to that, when you figure out where you are on your scale, you make your to-do list. Okay? And then we look at it, and from those sets of whatever it is you need to do, wherever your boundaries got to be drawn, your distractions need to be minimized, and then you can get to the end of the day and say, did I do what I had planned? Did I set this up right? And baby steps, folks. Like I said, this isn't going to happen overnight. It's not all of a sudden going to be freaking like your productivity ninja. Baby steps. Again, choose a couple of things that you want to start doing. So like I said, this is why me getting back on, because with 2020 and COVID, I think I was a little bit in denial. I had told myself like, oh, everything's fine. I'm working from home. I'm still getting up and I'm doing X, Y, Z, and it was great. Like I said, I think I was a bit in denial. I have now accepted the fact that yes, COVID and quarantine has taken its own toll on me. Like I said, I have not gone back to the gym yet. And, you know, take your judgment elsewhere, but I'm not going. I don't think it's super great and safe right now, and I don't want to wear a mask in the gym because it's uncomfortable. So I'd rather go running outside anyways. I was never a treadmill girl. I'm doing at-home body workouts, which have been great because I'm actually toning. So while I'm not necessarily like bulking up, but I'm toning, which is nice, which is kind of what I want. So like I said, it kind of worked out for the better. I'm able to take yoga classes with the studio that I used to go to when I lived up north. I'm able to take my life recovery classes. I'm able to sign up for those kind of things. So God bless the technology on that end. You know, I'm able to still do the yoga teacher trainings. I'm able to talk to you guys and teach you guys. And this is all of the things that end up on my to-do list. You know, like these lives, it's on my list. It's in my planner. It's set up, like, so I don't forget about you guys. My workouts, my yoga time, my meditations, all of this is there, but that's how productive I choose to be. And like I said, it's now taken me a couple weeks, but I feel like I'm pretty much back to full force productivity. I'm happy with that. And now it's just an accountability thing for me. So that's my next challenge. But that's the stuff that you learn because you start here. Like I said, make your list, see where your distractions are, And baby step into it. Choose like 3 things a day. Like I said, 1 type of movement, 1 type of mindset, and 1 type of meditation. It's not hard. And you could honestly have that done in an hour if you do the 20-20-20 rule. 20 minutes of movement. So maybe, like I said, you go for a walk, go for a jog, go for a bike ride, go for a swim, whatever it is. Take 20 minutes to do some kind of meditative exercise. So I'm not telling you to sit there and breathe for 20 minutes, but maybe you do 5 minutes of meditation and then you do some journaling. And then decide to do your mindset work. So maybe you've been wanting to read that book. Take 20 minutes and read a few pages. Listen to the podcast. If it's within your body, get a newspaper. It's fine. But, like I said, set it up. That's the 20-20-20 rule. It's super flippin' easy. I'm okay right now, but thank you. Oh. And yes, pause is part of my productivity. But in all seriousness, though, but kind of got off on a tangent, I think. See? Distracted myself. You see how that goes? I got distracted. That's what happens. But that's just as easy as it is during your day to go squirrel. Somebody just walked in here and just asked me a question and I just went, see? Distractions. We're human. It happens. So don't knock yourself over. Don't get upset if you're not being productive. Everyone has to start somewhere. And it's better to start than to be perfect. Trust me. So like I said, choose your couple of little things. If you don't know what to choose, I would use those big 3 as your starting point. And then set up your time zone, your space, your what time you want to do these things. If it's in the mornings, the afternoons, doing it at night, whatever it is for you. Make the commitment, take the action, and do it. Mel says he started intermittent fasting again today. Got the mindset for that. Yes. But that's where everything starts. You have to make a choice. You have to change your state. You have to take action. You have to start somewhere. And it could be anything that triggers you. Oftentimes when I get on these kind of things, like where I get into a rut and I start falling back and I'm not as productive or I'm not doing what I want to do, usually when I get back on the horse, you want to know honestly what it is that puts me back there? Is I'm tired of my own bullshit. And that's what it comes down to. Usually it's when you're tired of your shit, that is when you're going to jump back on it. Maybe you don't look the way you used to 10 years ago and you're like, I've let it go. Maybe you, like I said, you went to Barnes & Noble and you bought this book and this book has been sitting there for ages and you decide, oh my God, this is the time. I want to do it. I'm ready. I'm motivated. Or maybe you like I said, with COVID and quarantine and everything else, a lot of us have been suffering from depression and anxiety and all these things. You get to a point where you just want to be happy. And you can either be that person that continues to qualify your happiness and go through your I'll be happy when syndrome. I'll be happy when I win $1 million. I'll be happy when the love of my life asks me out. I'll be happy when I start eating healthier. I'll be happy when syndrome will bite you every time. It doesn't work. You have to get away from that. You have to go from qualifying your happiness to complete unconditional happy. Just deciding that you want to be happy no matter what. The guy cuts you off in traffic, you could still be happy. Maybe he was in a hurry. Obviously, it's somewhere to be. Not your business. Don't worry about it. You're going for that afternoon walk and a downpour happens. So you can either decide you don't want to be happy or you can decide to still be happy. It's cleansing. It's feeding the earth. It's bringing animals water. It's doing all these things. You could still choose to be happy even when it doesn't seem like it. And that's the biggest thing. So if you're tired of your own bullshit, you're tired of not doing things, you're just tired, now's the time. Change your state. Make a start. Make a change. Whatever you are not changing, you're choosing. That's on you. And I can't fix that. What I can help fix, and this is what I do, this is what I love to do, and this is where I wish more people would take me up on my offers here. What I can do for you is I can hold you accountable. I can help you get out of that cycle of being in a rut of non-productivity, being tired all the time, being unhappy, genuinely depressed and unhappy, and I can help you get to your goals. Now, I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. It is not my job to go backwards and try and figure this out and do all these things. I am a coach. As a coach, it is my job to get you from the 1.0 version of you to that next level you. That is my job. Think about football coaches and baseball coaches and gymnastics coaches and whatever. They're not there to fix whatever that is. That's your therapist, that's your doctor, that's that kind of shit. They are there to make you a better version of you by holding you accountable, by giving you the tools and the strategies, and by coaching you so that, yes, you can get there. And that's what we're here for. And that's what I'm here for. So that is the best thing I can tell you is direct message me. If you're not sure, if you're confused, if you're just sick of your own bullshit, direct message me. I've been there. I've been in your shoes. I am in your shoes now. And I decided I was tired of my own stuff and I'm going to make a change. I don't want to be that unhappy and like anxious and like crazy back and forth bouncing version of Pamela. I feel like for the last like 2 months or so, I feel like I've been living in a fucking pinball machine. Like I go up the little thing and I get smacked that way, and I go up this little thing. The next thing I know, I'm going down the little wheel and I'm going that way. And I feel like I've been living in a real life pinball machine. Okay, one day I'm happy, the next day I'm crying, and this day I'm angry, and this day. And emotions are a good thing. That is what fuels us. That's what makes us feel good. And that is what does it. But you can either stay in that pinball machine of life, amped up, high on everything, and just crazy bananas, or you can choose your path to peace. You can have what truly makes you happy, all by just deciding to be happy, deciding to change your state. Once you make that decision, that is the first time. That's the rewiring. That's the new firing of your, neurons in your brain going, okay, this is a new idea. This is something new. We can get on this. The subconscious is like, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But it's a start. You're making everybody wake the fuck up and get all on the same page so that guess what? You can win that pinball machine of life. I'm telling you. And it all starts with you. You have to decide to make the change. So then, once you've decided to take action, and just like Mel with intermittent fasting, he's done it before. We've talked about it and how to do it and what to do with it. And he decided not to do it, and I forgot why you stopped doing it and whatever. It doesn't even matter. But the point of the matter is, we all have things that we love to do and we want to do, and then we change our minds because we're going through shifts and body changes and mindset changes and whatever. But then it's time to get back on it, okay? And that's, like I said, that's what I've been doing. So the last couple weeks, I've been getting up at 5. And yeah, week 1 was a bit of a struggle. I kind of got up and just moped around my house and really didn't do much. Had coffee, I read a little bit, watched some TV. And yeah, that might not seem really productive, but I got up at fucking 5 a.m. instead of sleeping till 10 and working and then going back to bed. Like, hello, 5 a.m. That gave me an extra 4 hours to be productive. How freaking great is that? And then now, like I said, I've gotten myself back on the routine. I started really going after the movement, the mindset, and the meditation. Even so much that now I've got 2 of each. So that is how it starts. And once you start your day on that right foot, okay, on the good foot, on those feelings of like, hey, this feels amazing. Once you start your day that way, most often the rest of your day is going to follow that way. So if you choose happiness first thing in the morning when you get up at 5, you do your gratitude list, you go outside for a walk, put your toes in the wet grass, like the dew, and see the sun come up. You have that nice first cup of coffee. You listen to your favorite podcast. When you feel so good that now it's like, okay, I'm going to get ready for work. I'm going to go shower, brush my teeth, get dressed. I don't care if you're working from home, you're going in the office. You're more likely to have a good day when you're focused on the happiness. You're not putting energy into the negatives. You're not putting energy even into the positives. You're just being, and that is huge. And like I said, that's the next thing I'm working on right now is the idea of surrender. Because I found myself really, as an empathetic person and as a Cancer, my astrology sign, and even with my 10 bodies numbers, I am very driven by the breath, by my body. And the more energy that I generate and put into things, the worse it can be because I'm all in. I'm all or nothing. Like that's how it works with me. And that's even, like I said, my human design, my genetic blueprint, that is me. It's just how I am. So if I can actually take it and go from this idea of pushing into the negative 100%, pushing into the positive 100%, pushing into the anger 100%, and just step back and just, like I said, surrender. And like I said, it's something my coach and I are working on now. It's this ability to not put energy into it either way. Just be neutral. To see the emotions from the outside in. To be able to just relax and enjoy That's the difference. And that I'm finding is making it better for me. I have more energy. I'm less attached to things, and I'm not driving myself flipping insane. But that is a whole nother conversation for a whole nother night. If you want to learn more about that, like I said, direct message me. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. It's not as crazy as it seems. I think I got off on a little bit of a tangent there today. I just want to talk about distractions. So again, yeah, talk about distractions. That happens. But yes, so let me know if that resonates. Let me know if you've got any questions on anything we've talked about. Let me know if it brings up anything for you. If you're catching this on a replay, like I said, drop me a hashtag replay, drop your questions, or please direct message me. I am a real person. Nobody runs my business but me. The only person answering your messages is me. So the only person giving you advice, giving you guidance is me. So, and I will get back to you, I promise. Even with my notifications off, I'll catch them, I promise. But on that note, so if you're not being as productive as you'd like, please message me. Like I said, let's get you on track. Let's get you started. I've got lots of great ways to help you if you're trying to set up your version of productive, from online classes, for meditation, for yoga, for things like that. I've got my one-on-one program, my Householder's Path to Peace in an Amped Up World. It's like taking all of these videos and all these trainings I do for you and putting them on steroids, okay? So if that's something you're looking for, let me know. It's just a good way to get started. And like I said, if you're on ground zero, that is the best way to learn. All of these links are in my bio. You can click on them, choose the appropriate button. If there's something that's not working or you can't find it, direct message me. All right. So if you need anything, please let me know. I'm not seeing any comments there. I think we're all caught up here. I hope that helped. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, start with the distractions. Start getting rid of that and start taking some kind of action. Tomorrow, we're going to talk all about, I think tomorrow is building the to-do list. So I'm going to go a little more in depth, if I'm not mistaken. I got to double check that. Don't hold me to that. But otherwise, get productive. Like I said, just start jotting ideas down, kind of word vomit, brain dump, if you will. And then message me. I want to know. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.